video, we'll go over how to plot data in Map Business Online using our copy and paste tool in the product. You'll see in my lower section that I have an Excel spreadsheet, and these are just some fake customers that I have here. And what we're going to go over is how to take just some of these from the list without importing the entire list. So to do this, I'm going to click on my Plot Data on Map button at the top. In our previous video, we went over how to import an Excel spreadsheet, the entire spreadsheet, and this one will be going over just how to copy and paste. The important thing when you're bringing in data is that your Excel spreadsheet looks similar to what we have here. In this example, we have company, address, city, state, and zip code. You can also have additional figures like sales or like what type of customer they are. You could have week of visit, things of that nature. The important thing is that you always have the address information broken up into separate columns, and you always have the proper header. We'll go ahead and click Next. We previously went over how to import a spreadsheet from file, but this time we're going to concentrate on copy and paste. I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet now, and one of the most important things is we want to include our header when we're copying and pasting. So I'll go ahead and just select a handful of these, and I'll just do Control C. Come back to Map Business Online. I'm going to just click inside of this box, and then I'll do Control V and paste those entries into my map. If I want to, I can just go ahead and click this Plot Data button, and it's going to take all the information from my Excel spreadsheet. So it's going to look at my address column, my city column, the state, and then it'll just automatically plot that data with the information provided. If I realize that not only do I want these locations plotted, but I also want some other examples from lower down my Excel spreadsheet, what we can do is just highlight some and just copy those as well. I could do a right click on my mouse and copy this time, and then I'll just click in the box again and do a right click. Oh, excuse me, I'll just do Control V, and it gives me the option to replace the entries that I have, or in this case append if I just want to add these additional locations. So I'll click Append. Now I have an updated list. I could choose Clear if I wanted to start over, or I could click Plot and it will just automatically plot those locations by the information provided. I'm going to click the Next button just to show you the advanced features that we have available. The advanced features will allow you to take a look at the columns of the spreadsheet. So a lot of times you're given data and maybe there's additional columns for addresses. So maybe you have a customer's billing address, or maybe the customer's billing street, and then you also have a ship to street. So which one do you want to plot by? This is where you can tell the program. So if I had two different street addresses in my spreadsheet, I could choose the appropriate one from the pull down list, and I could tell it, you know, the street address is actually found with this particular column of my spreadsheet. And so this will allow you to kind of check your spreadsheet and make sure that there's no errors in how the fields are defined. So click Next. This next field is our callout information, and so it's looking to try to find an account name. So an account name is what happens when I click on a dot in the map. What's the name that pops up? In this case, it appropriately grabbed my account name, but you could also tell it to look at any other column of your spreadsheet if you wanted to. You can also have 5 fields of information that appear below that little point when you pull it up on the map. This is called a callout. It's just a little text bubble for the point. And you can bring up information. You can choose any of the columns of the spreadsheet that you want, and you can assign it to those fields. Don't worry about getting it perfect right away. We can always edit callout information later. This next screen will allow you to either import all of the information from your spreadsheet, or if you want to trim it down a little bit, you can choose to just do only the name fields, location, ID, and the callout columns. So we'll just click Plot, and now we'll have little dots appear on our map. And the first thing you'll see is this data window that pops up. I have dots on the map, and it asks me right away if I want to color code the data on the map. I'm going to eventually click no, but I just want to show you what it does if you click yes. You'll be presented with this table, and it gives you different options. You can do color code with symbols. This is handy if you wanted to color code by a column of the spreadsheet like a classification, so what type of customers you have, or something like a sales column. So if you wanted to color code, 0 to 5,000 in sales as an orange dot, and then $5,001 to 10,000, you could do it as another dot or another symbol. Color code with circles. That will be if you wanted to make circles larger or smaller based on a numeric value like sales. You could do charts on the map, which would be good for market share. So if you have those columns in your spreadsheet, you could do a pie chart, or you could do different bar graphs. And then finally, we have a heat map that's available that just shows you essentially intensity for the number of points on the map. I'm going to click out of this for now and just take a look at our data window. This data window pops up, and this is just information from your spreadsheet. If you need to close it and come back to it, the data window can be found at the top, and it looks like a little calendar. From this table, you can see it's just a window into my Excel spreadsheet. It has all the information there. I have a filter button here if I ever wanted to filter by certain sales figures or classification, or if I just wanted to find those particular points that are within a state. Or if everything looks great, I can change the size, and I can change the color, and I can change the shape of all of my points on the map. We have a pretty extensive symbol set, but if you don't like the ones that we do have this manage custom symbols that would allow you to bring in your own JPEG. So if you're showing your own company locations, you have your company JPEG, you can assign that to those points. At any point, if needed, you can click on this button at the end and you can export this information to a CSV file. Next, when we take a look at the points on the map, we can at any point just click on an individual point and pull up information of what we call a callout. I'll close that one and pull up this next one. And we can see information. We can see the name, the account name, we can see the street address, we can see the account owner, and we can see the sales figures. Once again, we could have up to 5 fields here. I chose to just have 2, but we could change them at a later time. If you ever wanted to change callout information, we go over to our map and data box. When you move your mouse cursor over one of these layers, you'll see a little settings gear that pops up. And when you click on that settings gear, it pulls up a larger box called Manage Map and Data. And this is really how we control the look and feel of the map. If we do it on our dataset level, we can go to callouts, and we can click on Format Callouts. And this is how we can change the number of fields that appear below each entry. If I wanted a third value, I could just check this box, choose from my pull-down list which column I'd like to have appear in my spreadsheet, as part of that callout. Once I'm done, I click Change Callouts, and I'm back to my Manage Map and Data screen. If I wanted to open up all the callouts at once, I could click this button here, and I could choose to click all of them. I could also click the button to close all callouts. And if I wanted to, I could also change the orientation of the callouts. So if I wanted them all to look the same, facing the same direction, then I can click that information as well. I can also click on my General tab in callouts, and I could choose a different symbol if I'd like to. I could do it either here or in my data window. If I wanted to change the name of my data set, I can just move over to the left and click on a little pencil, and I can change the name here, and then just click Change Name. I could also change that information from my data window as well. I can open that back up, highlight this layer, and edit my name. I could also find an individual location, and if I wanted to, I could click this pencil here to edit either the location or the properties and data. Properties and data is just information that pertains to that individual customer. I can also access that and change the information about the customer by, when I click on a point, there's a little gear that pops up here. And if I click on that, that pulls up this box. This allows me to change information. So I can update the sales if I wanted to. I could change the account owner. I could change any of those fields that appear in my spreadsheet. If at any point you want to hide this data set from view, we can go over to our map and data box, and we can uncheck the box next to the data set name. That'll make it go away. And if you do have multiple data sets, you can toggle one on and leave the other one off, or you can turn them both on or turn them both off. If you ever wanted to delete a data set completely, you can click on this red X and that'll permanently remove it from the data set from the map view. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can reach our 30-day trial on mapbusinessonline.com. You can access us through phone and email, and have a great day.